This tutorial is for lesson 22D. It's called Arcs and Circles. And 22D is the only one in lesson 22 that I actually want you to draw. 22 is all about drawing arcs in many different ways. And arcs can be helpful, but a lot of times I will not use arc. As you'll see when I draw this drawing, I'm going to use circle and trim a lot off, and also use the fillet tool, as well as drawing lines that snap to the tangents of circles. So I'm not going to go through this step by step. You will see me draw the entire thing, but I'm not going to give you step by step so you can just follow along, because I do want you to figure this out on your own. Also, keep in mind that I've drawn this drawing many times, and every time I do it a little bit differently. But I do keep a couple things the same. For example, I'm going to start out with my center lines, and I'm going to keep them, keep some lines on the center layer because I think it makes it easier to see them. So I'm just going to start out by putting a center point there, and I'm going to put the circle that everything works off of right here in the middle. And I may have to move this object when I'm done, but this one has a radius of, it looks like, or a diameter, sorry, this one has a diameter, so D entered, of 2.85. And then what I do is once I know that I'm done with something and it's going to stay, I will turn it on the object layer so I know not to mess around with it. And then so once I have that, it looks like there's one, and then I'm going to use the offset tool and offset a couple of these lines. And this will be for a circle that goes up here. And then it looks like I need to offset another one. That's for a circle that goes right there. That has a diameter of 0.9. So this one is done. So I can change that to the object layer. So this is just kind of how I do it. I put things on the object layer or the center layer. And again, when I know they're on the object layer, I know that they're done and I should not mess with them anymore. Offset 0.3. And once I have that intersection, I can go ahead and copy this circle right here. And that guy will go right there. So I know I'm done with most of these. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get rid of these because they'll just confuse me. And after that, the key to your success is drawing this line right here at 30 degrees. So I'm going to check my polar settings. Mine's currently on 30 degrees, so I should be good to go. If I start a line here, I want it to snap 30 degrees up. And it really doesn't matter how long it is at this stage, so I'm going to make it plenty long. So there's my 30-degree angle, and we should probably double check and make sure that that is 30 degrees. And it is. So now I'm going to kind of try and work on the left side over here, and then I'll come back and work on the right side. And the right side is fairly challenging. So it looks like we do need to draw a couple more circles. This one has a radius of 1.125, as it says in the book, where it says 2x, radius of 1.125. That means there's two of them. So I can copy this circle, and that one will go there as well. And once I have those guys done, I can put them on the object layer so I know not to move them. And then it asks you to use the fillet tool. And I'm not sure if you guys knew that you could do fillet this way, but I'm going to go ahead and hit fillet and then R for radius. And the radius is 1.050. And all I need to do is click here and click here, and it will put a fillet line in between those two. So that's what that one will look like right there. After that, I need to draw another circle over here. It has a radius of 2.4, so this is a fairly large circle. And then I'm going to use line and snap to tangent. And you see I can't get mine to snap to tangent, so I'm just going to click on snap to tangent up here. Draw it. And then I need snap to tangent over here as well. And so this guy is done right here, so I can put that on the object layer. I can trim this part of the circle off and trim that part of the circle off. So I've got a couple things that are starting to take shape now. And trim this part of the circle off and that part of the circle off. And then I have to kind of wait to finish this side over here until I get some other stuff going on. So I'm going to go ahead and look and try and do, like, at least make the outside profile of this. So I'm going to need, look at the arrow that's going the farthest, and you're going to draw some really large circles right now. So this one is going to be a radius of 6.25. That's quite a large circle, but that one will help us make the outside profile. I'm only going to be using part of this circle over here. And then I'm going to draw the one that has the center line on it, because that one's going to help me make some other ones. So that one has a radius of 4.6. Did not come out correctly. We'll do that again. There we go. So, and really all I need of this circle that I just drew, this 4.6, is I need these 2 points right here. I need that point and I need that point. So the rest of this I'm going to get rid of so I don't get confused. And what it's going to help me to do is make the bottom and the top of this arc that go along with this large circle here. If you look in the upper right hand corner of the drawing, it says 2 times radius of 1.65. That's what I'm going to draw right now. One is from this point right here. So R, enter, 1.65. There's that one. And I'm going to do another one right here. Actually, I can just copy it. And that guy should go right there. And that should help me to make the top and the bottom of that circle. So I can trim these guys off. It would look something like that. And that would be kind of the outside right there. And now I can use fillet to kind of finish the bottom of this. It has a radius of 0.9 between here and between here. That would look something like that. So you can see that this thing is starting to take shape. I can get rid of most of this circle. I just deleted it, but I saw I didn't want to do that. I actually want to trim this off. I'm going to trim it there, and I'm going to trim it there. Now I can delete the rest of this circle. And now I'm getting close to having something that I can work with. I'm going to take all of these and put them on the object layer because they're about done. I just need to work on this one right over here. This one has a large fillet, so I'm going to go back to fillet, radius, and this one has a radius of 2.4. It's a fairly large radius, and that's between here and here, and that would look something like that. And when I'm done with that, I can trim this guy off right there, and my outer profile is now complete. So now all I have to worry about is the inside circle that goes, or the inside basically hole that goes right here, and I should be good to go. So let's take a look and see. Looks like the radius of the outer part here is 5.5. So R 5.5. So that is the outer part. It looks like the radius of the inner one is 3.7. R 3.7. So you can kind of see that that is the inner one, that is the outer one. Now I just need the the parts that make the half circles on the top and the bottom. It looks like those have a radius of 0.9. So that would be from here, and also from here. And now it should be pretty much done. While trimming, we'll trim, and of course get rid of these circles so I don't get confused. And now change a lot of this stuff here to the object layer, and you should be able to see this pretty good. So it would end up looking something like that, and you should be pretty good to go. And now I'm going to flip to the 22D helper, and we're going to make it look like it does in construction help in the lower right hand corner box. So with the center lines, I'm going to make it look exactly like it does there. So it looks like I can get rid of this line for the most part, and I'm going to keep this line, but I'm going to trim it off. So I'm going to draw a line from, maybe across here, trim that off, and then I can get rid of that line so it looks something like that. And then I'm going to maybe draw a line up here. Maybe I'll just draw a line from here, something like that, and draw a line from here, something like that, and I'm going to offset those lines like 1/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to delete the inside ones. And what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the extend command, EX, enter, enter. And I'm going to extend those. And I'm going to extend that. So they extend beyond the object lines, like we were taught how to do. So something like that. This one might be a little bit long, so I might, just draw a line back here, something like that. Trim it off, and again, just make it look like it does in the picture in 22D. Something like that looks good. So I can get rid of this, and then you can kind of mess around with your center point up here and put center points on different things. Like if you click here, it's going to put one there. We don't want that, so you just kind of have to mess around and decide which ones. Like this one right here, this one right here. Where else do we need one? It looks like we need one here. And it looks like I can just take this guy and snap him to there. And I could probably just take this guy and snap him to here. And now I can bring him out like another 1/4 of an inch, type in 0.25, and it goes a little bit beyond the object line. And I think we are done. So again, I've drawn this many times. Every time I draw it a little bit differently. Feel free to experiment with it, try different things, but following those steps, you should be able to get it right. And I use primarily circle, a lot of trim, some fillet, and never once did I use the arc tool. But you can use arcs as well if you'd rather go that way as well. Okay, we'll see you in the next tutorial.